Hi all, Fermentalist here. I don't think I've done a run of making the kefir, so what I'm going to do is do a quick rundown. I've got this 12 litre batch sitting here. As you can see, there's lime I've used this time and some dried figs. So these are the dried figs that I use from a Middle Eastern shop. They usually sell them, they're pretty good. And it'll suck the sugar right out of the fig. Fig tastes like cardboard when you eat it, but you're still getting the goodness of all the nutrition in there. So using Aldi organic raw sugar. So for this batch I use 3.5 cups of sugar and about 5-6 cups of grains. So the grains have multiplied again, so they were probably half of this 3 days ago, so I've let this brew go a little bit longer. You can see the bubbles attaching themselves to the fig seeds and they're going up and down. And I use spring water, and these will be my bottling containers for the brew here. So what I'll do is I'll pause it and I'll get ready to show you what I do next. So you technically need an airtight container, but this is the best I could find. This 12 litre container's got this little plastic seal that goes in it. I'm sure the air gets out, but it still ferments quite nicely. As you can see, the bubbles sitting on top. This is the other ingredient. Use about 1.5 tablespoons of this for this 12 litres, and also made up my own kefir egg and bicarb, eggshell and bicarb mix. So that actually alkalizes a little bit and also adds organic calcium to the mix. So what I do here is basically pour off the liquid into this bucket, and it catches the grains and the lemons, limes, figs, and have that ready to go. So as you can see at the bottom of the container, all these guys, the sugary guys, just doubled in the last 3 days. So next stage is to bottle some of this, which I'll do, and then I'll get back to you in a second. What I'll do is I'll top up, capture some of the grains coming through. You can see the buckets filling up. Pretty raw footage. Look at these guys. How many we got? Look at that. Gold. And those as well. So now the liquid is going to be bottled. And we'll go to the next phase and I'll show you how to make the base material for the next batch. I'll show you that. I store it in these small Voss bottles. They seem to be, well they're great at keeping the pressure, believe it or not. So, perfect for it. Or you can use your standard soda type bottle. So I buy mineral water for about 90 cents. I like drinking mineral water anyway, and I sort of fill these bottles to about 80% as well. So once you pop the lid on these things, I'll show you one in a second that hasn't been opened or cranked for a few days. It's like working in a champagne winery with gas everywhere. So fill it up to about that. I'll show you what I do next. So this bottle hardly got any liquid in it, you'll see. Even with that much liquid in it, it's just crazy pressure. It keeps fermenting, so usually I'll leave this out for a few more days, just in normal room temperature, and it continues to, all the microparticles of the kefir are still in the mix, and it continues to ferment the sugars, so it actually reduces the sugar content even more. So I'll show you how many kefir grains we've got going on here. Let's go. Pause it. So I've emptied the kefir grains into here. That's about 10 cups worth, I think, in here. I've measured it before, so that's what we've got left. Beautiful. It's got all little fig seeds, so when the figs exploded in the mix, well, that's just been in there for so long. So that's where we're up to. Filtering, bottling. Now with this liquid, you rinse it a little bit in some water, preferably some boiled water, not boiling water, but water that's been boiled, so that you get the excess yeast off the grains. Keeps them pretty active that way and hungry, and the next batch will be loving grains. So that's the lime that's left over and the fig, so I squeeze that into the liquid now as well, just to give that extra bite. And that's about it. So when we come back next episode, will be all about the making the kefir, the milk kefir, and also what I'll do is I'll show you how I make the mix for this. Do it in a separate video. See you later, guys. Kefir on.